Alright everyone, what's going on? It's C. Bakari. Welcome back to another XPlane 11 aerial tour live stream. So yeah, look at the stock market's crashing. I thought basketball was over. NCAA I thought was basketball, but apparently it might not be. But I don't know. I thought colleges were done. I thought they were closing down and stuff. Carnival Princess Cruises suspends operations. Yeah, and news informed advice to stay safe. That just leads you to like a giant news source. Now where was I gonna go? Google.com, right? Well, I don't know what my search history looks like. But I don't even... Yeah, see, something here from my hometown is here. Thank God I put that on. So that you guys didn't see my search history. That's not it. Okay, there's a YouTube video here we can not watch, but there was a link. See, thank God there was like some information about where I lived on Google search history. Do I have to download it? Oh. I think it's already in, so like you could physically like see where I am. There's someone up there in Montana. And here we are over here. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to be flying to Bend, Oregon. And actually, the town of Siletz is actually out there. So basically, we're here in Glenadin Beach at the Siletz Bay Airport. We're going to fly along the Oregon Coast Highway temporarily. I want to go by along the coast for a second. And I want to get to this point. This is like my goal. I just want to travel down to about here-ish. And then we're going to start heading east. My mistake. Probably going to take an eastern route. I think the coordinates said we're going by Corvallis, and then probably going to be flying over the mountains and towards Redmond, and then we're going to take a turn, and we're going to land at Bend. Now, there is Pilot Butte Airport, which I feel like I may or may not have to divert to if I want to, because I actually want to kind of land at that airport, but at the same time, Bend Municipal Airport's all the way out here. So then again, we could just fly there, but I don't know. I want to find Pilot Butte. It's a really cool location in Bend if you're ever in Bend. The most exciting thing to do in Bend, as long as you come in the summertime, this road is closed in the winter. So if you come in the winter, the only way to get to Pilot Butte is to hike up this trail from this parking lot. But if you come by in the summer, you can drive down this road. And it will lead you up to the top of Pilot Butte. And if I typed in Pilot Butte view, you will notice just how it looks from up here. So this is generally how Pilot Butte looks. That's one of the Wikipedia sites. Or just Pilot Butte in general. That's what it looks like. It's just a random bump in the it's like you got the city of Bend, and then it's just kind of you have like this butte behind you, or the Pilot Butte, the top. So at the top there's like, yeah, there we go. That's how it looks. So basically, that's the city. The suburbs are kind of around it. Pilot Butte Airport would be somewhere down there, and that's basically the road that leads you up. And if you come in the winter, this road's closed. You have to park here and you have to walk up here if you want. This thing's pretty high up, so I don't... What if I went to... Yeah, so highest point. Now, elevation of this thing is 4,100 feet, which is higher than the base of Mount Hood. So I'm not necessarily going to convince anyone to try to climb this, although the city of Bend, I believe, is actually higher than this. Yeah, elevation of Bend is like 3,600, so it's only like 600 feet. But yeah, just in general, yeah, because when I was here, the altitude is pretty high. But just in general, it would only be a 600-foot, like, in altitude. Yeah, see, prominence, 500 feet. That's not even that bad. Yeah, so we're going to fly over to Bend, Oregon, see the Pilot Butte, land at an airport over there. And so, basically, let's just review where we are. We are here at Siletz Bay State Airport here in Glenadin Beach, Oregon, just along the Pacific Coast Highway, which is over there. And I don't know if I said this before. There is a lot of confusion in my part of the U.S. on how to pronounce this state. Now, I went here and I never heard anyone pronounce it the way I've heard some people pronounce it. Oregon, that's the way my family pronounces it. But you know, we know the pronunciation is Oregon, but my parents are just so used to pronouncing it the way they always have that it's, you know, it's hard for them to change, of course, to change it to the way it's actually pronounced. Now let's, actually I have to go see and then we can go up. That's the town of Glenadin Beach. Very, you know, kind of not lively because it's 7 a.m., but it'll get livelier. We're going to be headed in that direction for a little while till we get to about Depot Bay, or however you pronounce that. I'm going to start pronouncing places in Oregon wrong, but at least I'm not pronouncing the state wrong. So anyway, let's climb back in to the aircraft. We got fueled up. Now, generally, they are expecting us to take about an hour 40 to get down there. Now, we have quite a bit of fuel in the aircraft. So I'm going to say to go to about 132, and then we're going to add 6.8. That's my rule of thumb. I'm always going to add 6.8. So that would be 80.8. All right, that's going to be the amount of fuel we put in the aircraft. And we're going to turn on the avionics. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Up. I can also do this. That will set up the electrical systems. You don't actually technically need that. That's an alternate master switch. It is nice and clear. Thought I said clear flight plan. I don't know. All right. All right. So let's put in the route. Leg 2. First waypoint is going to be C. V. Oh my god! I just found a cheat. Use the scroll wheel. and then O. Bruh, this is gonna be so quick now. Yep. Alright, except. Bruh, this is gonna be so quick now. Then S. H. E. D. Is it O? Oh no, so it is D then. 44, that makes sense. The cool thing about Oregon is that it's far enough where at a certain point you can be you can be north of north of the latitude 45. So the 45th parallel, my mistake. The 45th parallel is the halfway point between the North Pole and the equator. And if you drive between Central Oregon and Portland or Seattle or just Washington State in general, you can pass the 45th parallel. So basically, Southern Oregon is closer to the equator, and Northern Oregon, Mount Hood, the Dalles, Umatilla Valley, Portland is all closer to the North Pole, and this point is going to be closer to the equator because it's latitude 44. But let me actually test CVO again. Actually, hold on a second. I have to try it. Hold on. We're going to type in coronavirus into the waypoint. We're going to put coronavirus. Oh, wait. No, it's CIV. It's COVID. Bruh. Coronavirus is a point in the U.S. Southeast. Let's enter it. I gotta see. Where's this point? I don't know. I actually can't. Oh, damn. Okay, oh, flight plan. Clear. Clear. Yes, we do not want coronavirus on our trip today. What I do want to try is putting in CVO again. CVO is similar to coronavirus, which is COVID. I didn't even expect COVID to like actually be like a real point. All right, let me see. CVO is the waypoint. CVO is actually south of. So we're pretty much south of the 45th parallel at this point. We weren't before, but now we are. All right. And then it's going to be Lath. And then what's the next one? Jaime. Jaime. And then Mant. Next one is DSD. Deschutes, and that's Redmond. And then the next one would just be an approach. So we're just gonna put in the let's try to put in the other airport, which was 8. This is the airport I wanted to go to. Wait, I just need to make sure that's not a 0. It's not, okay. Ooh, you can actually put it in. Alright. Hello, thank you, man, for checking out the stream today. I am just checking the live chat just to set some things up. Alright. So now that I've put in all the waypoints, we're going to be landing Pilot Butte Airport in Bend, Oregon. No, don't activate it yet. I'm actually going to... No, like, I don't want that activated just yet. Alright, you know what? So we're going to be taking off. I'm going to take off out of the southerly runway, because I feel like that's just going to be easier for us. And we're going to set the engines. I'm going to turn the flaps off, actually, because I'm not good with the flaps on takeoff. Landing, I'll put them up. I mean, yeah, down. So let's take one last look at Siletz Bay, or Glenadin Beach. Siletz Bay is over there, all the way out there. Oh, also, while we are in the midst of this trip, I will also be... thank you, man, for checking out the stream. If I didn't say that, he left, but it's okay. So yeah, we're going to head down towards Depot Bay and curve around Whale Cove. We will cross the bridge of, like, how we're going to get down there when we get down there. And let's start heading out. Damn it. So I have to go clear, right? Or no? Menu. No. Set up the 355. Alright, that's 355. So now I'm going to set this to go at 355. Okay, perfect. Now we head out. Last tab opening the door before we head out into the air. Alright, I'm going to be turning up the volume pretty soon. Shouldn't be anybody coming in because I can't use ATC. But I will hold short for a second just to get bearings, and then we will head out. Alright, this is going to be the point where I turn the volume all the way up, so just warning you right now, I'm not going to be talking for the entirety of takeoff. Alright, here we go. Volume going up. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Alright, we'll just leave it at that. Alright. We are airborne. Alright. Let's take a second to see how far we have made it since takeoff. We're pretty much on the right track for where we're trying to go, so let's just try to keep this in a straight line for a second. Alright boys, we are in the air. There's the Oregon Coast Highway down there. So yeah, Oregon's already got like 20 to 20, I forget if it's like it's 20 or they're going to announce a few more today, I bet. So we will like 25 cases of coronavirus in Oregon pretty soon. Alright, I'm going to check once again, just to see how far we are. We are officially in the town of Depot Bay. I want to get to here before we start turning, although we are starting to curve a little bit. So I'm just going to make up for that curve by just going a little bit further that way. We are officially in the town. Welcome to Depot Bay. Depot Bay, however this place is pronounced. That's north the Oregon Coast Highway. We continue our discovery. That may or may not be where I want to start our turning. Yeah, looks like that is Whale Cove, and once we get about there, I am going to start making our turns. So feel like we're done with the coast. I think we're ready to head west. Oh, this does look pretty lit down there. That entire, like, bank. Now let's increase our speed through here. As we continue our trip eastbound. Alright, let's see. So yeah, we basically flew pretty much directly over where I wanted to fly, and now we are heading west. Out from just before Otter Rock, we curved west and we were headed towards the town of Corvallis, which is a suburb of Albany, which is a suburb of Salem, which is technically a suburb of it's not a suburb of Portland. Also, Salem's its own city. It's the capital city. Where's the state capital? It's probably this thing right here. Nope, that's a university. But I was probably close. Where's the capital? I don't know where the capital is now. Damn it, I want to know where the Capitol building is. Salem Hospital. I wonder how many people are there stuck with the coronavirus. With the, the 20-something cases in Oregon at the moment. Alright, let's go. We gotta keep moving. Let's keep moving, boys. We're departing the Oregon coast for now, but we will be back at the end when we head to Wedderburn, wherever we're going. I think we're going Gold Beach, actually, which is just north of there. So, same deal, pretty much. So we are off to Bend, Oregon, to the Pilot Butte Airport. I will update the title information about all that bit. I just need to... So as we head westbound towards Corvallis, Oregon, we will pass over this area again. You see the mountains that we crossed to get to the Oregon coast originally. That's generally why there's just a lot of, well, generally there's like two mountain. This isn't really technically considered a mountain range though. This is not very mountainous compared to, you know, Mount Hood and all those other like spots. But in general, that's generally why there's like so much desert, because there's basically technically two mountain ranges that block it off. Because there's this mountain range over here. I don't know if you consider it a mountain range or not, but I mean it's got some pretty high peaks. And then you have the valley, you know, where Interstate 5, Portland, all that. There's a valley pretty much there. And of course the river valley where the Columbia River provides kind of, and you know, since it's kind of, I don't exactly know the entire logistics around why Portland is just some random like valley in the middle of like, you know, in the middle of two mountain ranges, and then there's another mountain range which, you know, which blocks you off from the desert, which is in central and in East Oregon. Now we're only in West Oregon. We're not even going to be getting really into East Oregon, because I think we're going from here to Bend, and then Bend we're going to Ashland, which is in like that Interstate 5, you know, like between like the the coast and central part of the state, called the desert and the high desert. If you ever go to Central Oregon, do learn about the high desert climate, which is basically, it's just basically arid, and it's just at a high altitude. That's basically all it is, and it has weird characteristics because it's high up. It's not very humid, because the higher you're up, the thinner the air is. And obviously, the thinner the air is, it's just generally colder, because that's just how it works. I'm not exactly sure it's a scientific deal. I'm not going to go into it. I did mention, though, that the pressure is likely, air pressure is likely higher at higher ranges. That was my hypothesis, but I don't remember exactly how it goes. Pressure decreases with increasing altitude. There are fewer air molecules higher up than at lower levels, and that decreases the pressure. Okay, that's understandable. So basically what it's saying is that the higher you are up, there's less air resistance, and less air resistance actually lowers the pressure, not increases the pressure. I always thought it was increase because you lose breath, so my hypothesis was like that if you're up, that an increase in pressure would like easily like deprive you of oxygen, but it's apparently the opposite. It's apparently it's not that you get deprived of it, there's just like no oxygen. And obviously the lower pressure is going to allow you to, intake oxygen a lot easier, but because there's less oxygen, you just don't get it at a higher altitude. So generally, now that we understand the whole, higher altitude deal with the lower pressure and the higher pressure and all that. Now that we understand it better, you know, we can continue our flight knowing very well that the higher you are, the lower the pressure. And that's probably an evolutionary standpoint, because you're, you know, at a higher altitude, you're going to want it, you know, you're going to want it to be easier to breathe in all the oxygen you can get. Whereas when you're low enough, there's enough oxygen that, you know, you can work a little bit, because there's enough oxygen that you're just not going to pass out that easily, even if it takes, you know, more effort for your lungs to lower that pressure to, you know, let you intake that air. Am I overthinking this? I probably am, but, you know, evolutionary standpoints, biology, all that stuff. Now, believe me, I was not the best at biology when I took it. In fact, I actually did pretty well at biology still. But even though it's hard, like, you know, biology's pretty cool. You know, you get to learn about just living organisms. Chemistry's kind of boring. You just learn a bunch of math. And I'm already learning math in a different class. I don't really want to learn more math in chemistry, even though math is cool and I want to use math in my you know, life when I get older and stuff. But, like, not chemistry math. Chemistry math is really, it's not that bad, but there's just so many, like, exceptions and this and that, and it's just, oh my god. It's like, oh yeah, all atoms have 4 bonding points, except for hydrogen, which only has 1, and except for chlorine, which can have 10 which can have 5 in certain situations. It's like, what the frick? It's like, oh yeah, hydrogen only has 1 in all cases. Every other atom has 4 bonding points, except for chlorine, which can have 5. Or except for chlorine, which has 5. It's like, bruh. Why chlorine? Why not fluorine or bromine? They're both halogens too. Like, come on. Why chlorine? Or it's like, it's mono for oxygen. Unless in certain cases where you wouldn't use mono for oxygen. Oh, now I'm talking about something else chemistry related. And another exception's like, oh yeah, so if you make the only combination of elements, like, together, you don't have to call it, like, di or tri. So, like, for example, you have to call water dihydrogen monoxide, because you can have 1 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, you can have 2 hydrogens and 2 oxygens, which is hydrogen peroxide. You can have, you know, 3 oxygens and 1 hydrogen, HO3, HO2. You know, you can't, it's not just, you know, hydrogen, and it's not 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. But, like, for example, if we were to do, I don't know, potassium bromide or something, which is, you know, there's only 1 combination. It's, you know, 1 molecule of 1 atom of potassium for every atom of bromine. So it's KBr. And that's the only combination. Now you could do K2Br2, but generally you won't really do Br2 unless you use an alkaline earth metal like calcium or beryllium. Then you would do that, but, you know, that's just one of the just weird things about chemistry in general. And, you know, I feel like biology was just a lot more interesting. Even though I was a little bit worse at it, it was a little bit harder, I still enjoyed it more. I enjoyed chemistry. Alright, now speaking of things that are difficult, what I'm having difficulty figuring out is where the frick we are. So we are almost in the town of city of Corvallis, which is a suburb of Albany, which is a suburb of Salem, or Eugene. Nah, it's not. It's got to be just a suburb of Albany, because it's smack in between Salem and Eugene, which are two big cities along I-5. As we pretty much go along the Yaquina River, pretty soon we're going to be headed out of Corvallis and probably following the Mackenzie... Oh, wait, Mackenzie River is where? Mackenzie River's down here. We'll cross that eventually. When I was in Oregon, I took a ride along the Mackenzie Highway, which goes along the Mackenzie River, which is this river here. And yeah, Mackenzie Highway just basically goes along the Mackenzie River all the way. Eventually, you know, it doesn't follow the river anymore. We will cross the river eventually, but not just yet. You might get lucky enough to see Coosa Falls or Clear Lake, but generally, eventually you will get to it and all that. But anyways, let's maintain our flying. We will cross the we will cross that river when we get to it. We're pretty much almost at the Williamette. We crossed over Siletz as well, the town in Oregon, and several places along the Corvallis-Newport Highway, and coming up on the Philomath. So yeah, we will see where we are after a few quick turns and stuff. Let's go. Let's just make a turn though, because we're already going in a different direction. So in general, lesson learned, if you guys don't have to take chemistry at your high school or at your college or whatever, don't. It's not worth it. Now, I think most colleges do require you to take chemistry, some sort of chemistry. So unfortunately, you probably aren't going to get at, or at least colleges in the US, that is, require you to take a chemistry course. So I mean, it sucks, but you'll get through it. It's just a lot of math. If you're good at math, you'll be good at chemistry. If you're not good at math, well, then just try your best. That's all I can really recommend. Generally, there's a trend that people that are not good at math will do bad in chemistry, generally. So if you take a chemistry, try to improve your math skills too. I don't know, it's just some simple, like, I don't know, it's generally just addition and subtraction. It's just addition, subtraction, and multiplication with, you know, but it's a lot of them. It's like, well, you gotta do this, and you gotta look at the oxidation levels, see if it's a cation or an anion. Cations are positively charged ions, and anions are negatively charged. But yeah, enough about chemistry. I'm done talking about chemistry. Let's talk about coronavirus. Oh my, coronavirus is getting out of hand. It's already ruined a lot of school trips. So my school, the school band and the So yeah, coronavirus is ruining a lot at U.S. schools at the moment. So specifically at my school, everything until April 30th, any event that includes people from outside the school community, including like parents of children that go to this school, have been canceled. So the school play, which happens in March, has been canceled. All the spring break, all the special like school trips during spring break are canceled. You know, the Spanish culture trip has been canceled. The band trip has been canceled. A few other things have been canceled. A lot of band things actually have been canceled. The winter sports season got ended early because of coronavirus, and spring sports are now playing with no audience, basically. So like no one can show up to their games, pretty much. And we are flying over Corvallis. There's the Willamette River that goes up to Portland. Can we see Portland from here? Probably not, because Portland is all the way up, not even there. You can't even see it on the horizon. That's why the Earth isn't flat, guys, because of the horizon. I don't even know what a flat Earth would even look like. Like, what would a flat Earth look like? Like, would I be able to see Pilot Butte from here? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, coronavirus, and the biggest thing that happened, you know, obviously was the play. So one guy that I know that's doing the play actually ended up shaving his head because he's playing a part from the play from a guy that's like almost bald. So we shaved his entire head because he was supposed to be performing, you know, the first night of the play on in 2 weeks. But now the play's officially gotten postponed to like mid-May or something. That is as long as coronavirus doesn't get worse by the end of March. And if these guys don't start finding a cure for this thing, at this point, I feel like it's better to find a cure than to, you know, protect yourselves from. Not that I'm saying that protecting yourself from the coronavirus is bad or anything. No, I'm actually arguing that worrying about catching the coronavirus is bad. And okay, that's actually probably not being Willamette, because the Willamette goes along 5, and I don't think we're even near 5 yet. That might be 5 over. I can't see. I'm gonna pause the game temporarily here. We didn't cross 5 yet. That was Oregon 99. A dashboard, no one chatting. Alright. Center of Disease Control, and another big thing that's gotten canceled is there's this band competition in my state where basically everyone goes to, in the state of Connecticut, there is this competition where a lot of schools that participate in the state of Connecticut go down to a high school just outside New Haven, and they audition, and everyone that gets, and the top like 100-something, 200-something people get in and get to perform like a really awesome like musical performance. And because of coronavirus, my band director isn't letting the 4 people that got into this festival go, even though I think some schools are still gonna attend the festival. But then again, if too many schools like cancel their students' attendance at the festival, they're either gonna postpone it or they're going to just cancel it, because coronavirus is powerful. And at my school, they're planning to continue school events for May. So So, for example, school prom is, I think it's like the second or third Saturday in May. I'm not exactly sure which Saturday because right now I have no plan to go. Would I be interested in seeing what it's like to go to prom? Yeah, but do I have any reason to go? No. So, and obviously there are a lot of people in my school, especially seniors, that are really freaking out about this whole, like, oh my god, prom could get canceled. And luckily for me, though, I could have another chance to go in senior year if I wanted to. Probably not going to happen, might not happen, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. We're crossing over Interstate 5 now. So this is basically like that valley in between the coast and the mountains just east of us at the moment, Interstate 5. And we are continuing our trip eastbound towards Bend. But yeah, so obviously there's a lot of things getting canceled because of this damn coronavirus. And CDC expects this coronavirus to not necessarily die out, but they generally expect to find a cure and kind of get coronavirus to only be affecting a few people by early June, and by the end of June, pretty much. They're expecting coronavirus not to be eradicated, but to generally just not be a problem in the country of the U.S. Now, well, in general, they're expecting to just get coronavirus kind of just taken care of altogether. Now, I have my doubts about this, and here's why. So they're expecting the heat to, like, well, a lot of news sources are expecting that the heat from summer is going to end coronavirus or something, but that's not what's going to happen. Viruses travel easier in heat, bacteria travels better in heat. Actually, I know bacteria travels better in heat, I'm not sure about viruses. I think it's the same for viruses. So, do we really think that just because the temperature increases, the average temperature increases by like 15 degrees Fahrenheit or 9 degrees Celsius, that it's really going to make a difference? No. The only way that they're going to stop this damn coronavirus is, there's only two ways. One, they find a treatment or a vaccine for anyone who can afford it or chooses to take it, either one. Or everyone that gets the coronavirus has to die, so that the virus has no host and it can't transfer to other people. Now, because the mortality rate from coronavirus is so low, I can obviously tell you that the latter just is never going to happen. Coronavirus is not going to kill everyone off because the mortality rate's only like 3 or 4%. Only about 1 in every 30-something people are dying from coronavirus. That's basically take an average U.S. school class size, and everyone gets coronavirus in that school classroom, and the game just crashed. Because this game is the best game! Now, where were we? Alright, just give me a second. Alright, so what is that? I have to type this into SimBrief. Or not SimBrief, AirNav. airport search. So that's 44.4554 and 122.9139. Or, yeah, 122.9139. And I have to find the nearest airport to that exact point. 44.4554 and 122.9139. So basically what I'm going to do is here's what I'm doing. I'm doing an airport search. So basically I put in the coordinates for where we were when the game crashed. I'm going to select glider ports, ultralight parks, private, public, military airports, and we're going to search for the nearest airport, which is S30, which is Lebanon, Oregon. And that's basically where we're going to start our trip, is at S30 airport. Jeez, it's 12:11. I mean, I ate breakfast at like 10, so I'm in no rush to, to finish this live stream. Resume last slide. No, I need a new flight. Damn. I have to figure out. Not right now. My dad just called. I have to call him back. Give me a sec. Sorry, I got like everyone's freaking calling me. I'm trying to reset my flight. I'm sorry. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to figure out exactly when the game crashed. So that's... Okay, so we're just going to put it at 43. Except we go to S30 and we customize because we're going to start at runway 16. Yeah. Okay, so that. Come on, load the game. Once the game loads, I have to leave and call someone back, and then I can come back and finish this up. Okay, alright. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Let's set this crap up. And let's get the frick out of here. Alright, so the last waypoint was what? Lav? I think it was just Lav. And there was Jaime. And then MANTE. D S D And then it's 8 O R 5. All right. Let's get the frick out of here. Damn. Up, up. Back on the runway, back on the runway. Alright. Let's get the frick out of here already, come on. Let's just double check we have enough fuel in the plane. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the fuel, but not all of it. Just so that we're not as heavy. We're going to be back on track in no time, boys. Back on track in no time. Just go GPS glide scope. Glide scope. It's on the right side. So it's easier for me to get my drink while I'm flying. Oh, we gotta start turning, although it is giving us an easy turn slope here. So I'm gonna... Oh, what the frick? You gave me the... Damn. Oh, wait. There's the line, there's the line. It's gonna be a bit crooked though, because that's how things roll around here. Wait. Okay, you guys can see, thank God. Okay, we're back on track, boys. Like I said, back on track. About to pass near Sweet Home, Oregon. Imagine if there was a town called Sweet Home in Alabama. That'd be even sick. That'd be more sick. But, nope. There's a Sweet Home, Oregon, but there's no Sweet Home, Alabama. Alright. It's back in the air, ready to take on some more flying, some more distance towards Bend, Oregon. And Pilot Butte Airport in Bend, Oregon. Frick. How much distance do we have? 80 nautical miles. That's not bad. We're to take out 10 in 5 minutes, to take that out in 40 minutes. Perfect. Let's just hope this message doesn't crash my game. Alright. Because I know sometimes it will crash your game. What's going on here in this message? What if I tried putting in our points here? Bruh. So let's put Jaime in... What was that? Allen, Jax. Okay, I know those. I think. So it was what? Jaime, and then Mant, and then DSD. This DSD, right? Yeah, DSD is the next one. Nice. Okay, now that we actually have this will actually like give us some information about. This basically doesn't even do anything. This just basically like gives you just some random information. And I've been fooling around and look at all the beautiful scenery we're missing because I'm fooling around with the damn. Like, bro, look at all the scenery I'm missing because of it. Oh. Okay, let me do this so that I don't crash the game. What is that? So that's the split between Middle Santiam and Southern Santiam River. Both of those rivers. We're basically flying between here and probably going to be flying over all of these areas, including like Foster Lake. Well, we did fly Foster. Yeah, we did. That was Foster Lake. And then the Middle and South Santiam rivers both flow along. Santiam flies along US 20, hence Santiam River. Okay. Yeah, bro, like, look at all this beautiful Santiam River stuff we're missing because of all that flight plan stuff that we were just doing back there. We're going to be experiencing a little turbulence here because your boy wants to crack his fingers. Alright, we good. altitude is increasing a lot with the ever, you know, increasing mountain ranges that we are passing through. Our altitude's already got to like 6,500 feet, whereas, you know, recently I've been flying at like, you know, I've been flying at like 3,000 this whole time, but now because of this mountain range, I'm flying even higher. These mountains are like 4,000, 5,000 feet, some of them, so it makes sense. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this display screen, even though it's probably better. XPlane 530, XPlane 430, it makes no difference which one we use. I thought that this one like provided like, you know, secret information, not secret, but you know what I mean, just like information, basically. Gain is starting to, okay, yep, frames just dropped there for a second. So guess what we're gonna do? Not touch any, no, I can't do that. Look at this view. I don't care if the game crashes. This is beautiful. The plane just left without, like, oh, there we go. Alright. Oop, we gotta change our direction pretty soon. Just keep going at this. I'll align ourselves. So Redmond is only 40 nautical miles away at this point. I believe that's one of like the big boy mountains over there. I think there are also some more big boy. We're pretty much at the height of some of these big boy mountains, though. Don't worry about that. We got plenty of fuel. Don't worry about it. We got plenty of fuel. May not look like it, but we have plenty of fuel. Even though it doesn't look like it, these are really nice numbers. Your brain knows these are nice numbers, so they sound nice to you. Unless you play an F and a G at the same time without some root to back it up. Like a D. A D would do it too. Not that kind of, no. A D, because that would create a D minor sustenance with a third and a fourth. A would work too. A would work too. But you can't do like E, F, and G. If you have an F and G, you have to play like either a B. Actually, no, you can't do a B. A B wouldn't work. A would work and C would work. And D. Nothing else would work there. Because a B would be really awkward. It would probably be like a Lydian or some other mode. Sustenance chord, and it just wouldn't sound right. Lydian, for example, is what Africa by Toto was written in. It was written in a Lydian chord, or a Lydian. A lot of it was written in Lydian, which is basically you start on the perfect fourth of a major scale or a minor. Well, Africa by Toto is major key for sure, but it's major Lydian. All right. Said we gotta do that. Let's see. So we've basically been just flying along the South Santiam River, flying along all these places. Moss Butte, Whiskey Butte, the Menagerie Wilderness. We just flew over Jump Off Joe Mountain. And we got some biggie boy mountains. Iron Mountain. No, it looks like the tallest one here is Echo Mountain. Harvard Mountain as well. Big boy mountains. And we're about to cross over the Mackenzie River, pretty much directly over Smith River too, but generally Mackenzie River and Coosa Falls as we approach closer to Redmond. So we're basically going to fly in kind of this direction over towards Redmond, and then we're going to curve. And then eventually we are going to hit Pilot Butte Airport, which is over here. And it's just kind of in the middle of all this, like, homes and stuff, so hopefully that won't... I don't know. No one's in the chat, so I'm not too worried about much at the moment. So let's keep flying, because we got some distance. One's the Mackenzie, or is that no? That's probably Smith. Yeah, that is Smith. The next one's Mackenzie, and then we're gonna fly over like, oh my God, we're passing straight over Brandenburg Butte, Black Butte Ranch Sisters. This is one of the weirdest towns I've ever been in. Okay, I drove through here to get between Redmond and Eugene. This is one of the weirdest freaking towns ever. It's all like Western themed, and it's so freaking weird. Okay, I see the Mackenzie. It's just down there. We gotta stay at this altitude though, at like, what is this, like 7,000 feet or something? That's our altimeter. 299 or something. Although they say 9er instead of 9. These pilots. Now remember, I used to be a lot more interested in aviation, but I've kind of kind of not been so interested in it anymore, just generally because I don't know why. I just I can't find the time anymore for like these long flights that are like really cool. I can only find time for some short flights. I think I did like one long flight, and it was Kemijärvi it was Finland to France, 6 hours, but it was just not a, it just wasn't good. Alright, let's just keep it at that. Was that like... That's not it yet, right? That is Coosa Falls. And that is the Mackenzie River. What is that river? This river, like, down there, the one that, like... So you really can't really see the river, because it's just such a thin river. You just can't really see it that way. Oh, frick. Where the frick is the line? Oh, bruh. Bruh, we are very far from the line. Oh yeah, Big Boy Mountains. Big Boy Mountains. Come on, the line will probably help us, like, not have to fly too far, too much over, like, the Big Boy Mountains. Because we don't want to fly, like, directly over a Big Boy Mountain. No, we're still, like, 30 nautical miles outside of... I feel like if we fly around here, like, we're already at like 8,000 feet, so it doesn't really matter what we do at this point. This is gonna fly, it's like directly over this Big Boy Mountain. Or not, it might just put us through that dent. Oh god, here we go. It's high desert time, boys. Unless you've ever been to Central Oregon, you have no idea what the frick I'm talking about. Unless you've been watching since the beginning. But in case you haven't, I'll let you know. This area of Oregon is considered high desert because it's a desert, but ground level is at 4,200 feet above sea level. So it's just considered high desert. That's why. Alright, let's get over this Big Boy Mountain and then let's get, well, not too far down because obviously the altitude's only like 4,000. The altitude's only, 4,000 feet up here. Well, here it's more like 8. But if we get down in that valley, it's going to be about 4,300 or 3,500 or something. I think mainly it's like 3,500 to 4,000 feet. Alright, right in between that big boy mountain, we are on our way. Alright, we are cruising it down this mountain after all that altitude we gained from all those mountains we just passed through. Coming into the high desert, and I can see Redmond, Oregon in the distance. Not really, not yet, I can't see it yet. But we are getting closer and closer. I see it. I see the... Oh. No, that's the town. But that's the city, I mean. And I believe that's Oregon Route 126. I will check for references first, though. We passed directly over Mount Washington, not the one in New Hampshire. So that is that's 242. So that's a road that's actually only open in the summer. This one, and it's actually a really crappy road. It's like it's probably thinner than your average magazine model. It's really thin. Like, I don't think magazine models have like anything on the thinness of this road, I swear to God. We're about to approach the town of Sisters, Oregon, which is one of the weirdest towns that I've ever been in. So yeah, that's actually Route 242, one of the thinnest roads in probably the entire state, besides maybe some of those mountain roads. Because some of those mountain roads are pretty thin. Yep, the town of Sisters, Oregon, and a few crop circles too, appearing on the horizon. Damn, that is a weird ass freaking town. Edie. Let's get a bit lower. I kind of want to see this town a little bit at a lower altitude. Alright, that's enough. damn it, we're going off the line, and the line is taking us right over the town of Sisters, Oregon. And that's generally the last town until you get into the mountains is Sisters. That's generally why that town is kind of just a bit, has a little bit of meaning to it. How well did we pass, though, over, we passed pretty much over it. It's just the town didn't really load that well. And now we'll just fly towards this area of Redmond and eventually down to Pilot Butte. And that approach is going to be kind of hard because Pilot Butte, you'll see what I mean, why that approach is going to be really hard when we get down there. Generally because Pilot Butte, is a just some random 500-foot, random bump off in the middle of the city. No big deal. Just a 500. Imagine if there was a 500-foot random bump near John F. Kennedy Airport, near one of the runway approaches. You think that crap would be easy? It'd be the next Tegucigalpa. If you don't know what Tegucigalpa Airport is, just look it up. So yeah, we're almost in Redmond. Redmond's all the way out there, somewhere around there. And this is high desert country. You see some crop circles there, but generally everything else is desert. That's desert, that's desert. Everything out there is desert, high desert, that is. That's generally why, we're at 6,000 feet, but it looks like we're only at, not even 3,000. Because we are, 2,000-3,000 above ground level, but not above sea level. Yeah, I kind of remember the crop circles from when I came down through here. It was really weird. Can we see Pilot Butte from here? Probably not, because oh, wait, I think I see it. I actually think I see it. There it is! That's where we're going, eventually. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. I see it. We are headed straight for that bump. Look at all this desert. City of Redmond, we are missing out on because it's over there, and I don't want to go all the way out there. So yeah, we flew over Friar Butte, and then we pretty much made just a giant curve. And yeah, we're basically headed dead towards Pilot Butte. Gonna fly over Tumalo, which is near. Basically, if we would have continued on track, we would have pretty much gotten to about here, the corner of Southwest Canal and Southwest Helmholtz, and we would have eventually gotten down here to Bend, but I just wanted to cut ourselves off a little bit. Okay, so we basically crossed Sisters like here at the south bit. We crossed Old Mackenzie Highway over there. That was the old road, but now they close it, so you can't drive on it. And well, yeah, we flew pretty much directly like over all this stuff on the Yakima River and all that. Just wanting to show you like what's all right. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting, but I do like posting updates now and then. But I think we're gonna start setting up for our approach. Into Pilot Butte, because I don't want to be like, you know, flying in or anything at really fast speeds or anything. You know, I'm gonna turn off the flaps for now because it's just gonna burn fuel. Pilot Butte. It doesn't look that impressive yet, but once you see where it's like located and crap, you're gonna wonder how they built an entire city around this damn thing. And I'll try to give some background information about why they built a city so close to this damn butte. I'll try to dig up on some information. Now this is only episode 2. We still got 2 more episodes, but I'm probably not going to really be doing many episodes until probably later this week, maybe like Saturday or Sunday. I'm probably not doing an episode today or tomorrow, or maybe even Saturday. Sunday or Monday I will be doing another episode though, so do stay tuned for that, because you know it's going to be epic. That is I'm not sure, the Chutes River probably? Oh frick. Shoot. Gotta watch out, we don't know when this game's going to crash. Okay, we gotta start losing some more altitude here. I think where we can start actually like I think we're gonna now start putting the flaps up, because now we're actually like starting to get closer, and I'm kind of getting a bit nervous here. So I think we waited a bit too long this time. .9 kilometers. I mean nautical miles. Just saying, guys. Just saying. That's US 97, and that is the town of Bend, and that's the road that leads you up to Pilot Butte, and that's the city. Now we need to lose altitude fast, because we're getting closer and it doesn't look like there's an airport, but there is. think I'm gonna need to go a little bit over to the left though. Not too far to the left though, just enough, you know what I mean? We're not gonna do that entire volume raise when we get down there though, because it's just landing. It's not that impressive. I'll do it for the replay file, which we're gonna replay, of course, just to see like how we landed and stuff. Now, like I said, Bend is not the most exciting city of the lot in the state of Oregon. In fact, I would recommend the weird town of Sisters before I recommended this area. Because at least Sisters has like some sort of charm to it. This place doesn't. Really, it's just kind of a place full of like weird parks and all that. Now I just gotta make sure I don't crash into Pilot Butte here as we're coming in for an approach. That's Bend Parkway. That goes directly through the city of Bend. Frick, I think I need to increase my speed a little bit because we are going too slow and I'm gonna lose altitude and we're gonna crash and we're all gonna die. If we keep this up, of course. Okay, I think if we maintain it about there, I think we should be fine. Although I do have to watch out because I can't actually tell where this runway is. So this is going to be interesting. Don't worry, we'll be able to see the approach into Bend. That's the city of Bend. Out there, that's the Deschutes River. Those are the suburbs. Those are a bunch of weird buildings over there. Damn, I actually can't see where the damn airport is here. Bro, where is this airport? It's not even an airport, it's an airstrip. I know it's like in the middle of this big suburban area. I freaking can't see it. I'm gonna lower altitude though, because I really don't know where this place is, and I need to land on it, and I'm gonna have to land on it quick. I think I see it. Is it that thing? I think I see it! Bruh, is it really like... Bruh, it's like that thing over there. Oh no, it's not. I don't know what it is. Bro, I'm gonna have to go around if I can't see this thing. I think we're gonna have to go around. Nah, I think I can land there. Or no, let me see here. That's it, right? That can't be it. Oh, I see it. Bro, I see it. We're so off. We're so off. I gotta go around. Out of the way, your boy's gotta go around. Bruh, I could not see that thing. Bruh, is that even a runway? That is not a runway. Alright, your boy's going around. He's going to try to land back there. Except I'm going to land northbound. Actually, no, I'm going to land northbound. Bro, I couldn't freaking see that damn runway. I have a better view on it this time, so I feel like we can make it happen this time. Like, still, how the frick do you see that thing? Okay. Once we finally start heading back towards Pilot Butte Airport, I'm gonna start putting up the flaps. Alright, let's start turning. But let's start, like, losing speed, too. Okay, a little bit over. Alright, I got the flaps down. I think I can actually see the runway this time. Okay, lower it down a lot. Lower down the speed. I see the runway. It's just a matter of how quickly I can get down there. Bruh, that was just don't even lie about that landing. Okay, it was better than some of the other landings I've done, but like that landing freaking sucked. Actually though, I do need to get off the runway though. Alright. Thank God. Alright. Welcome. We landed at this very small runway here in Bend, Oregon. There, as you can tell, is Pilot Butte. And here's why Pilot Butte is just such a weird thing. I'm going to show you by giving you kind of an aerial view. Just look, there's like all those houses. There's, you know, the Bend Parkway all the way out there. Not there. Yeah, actually there. And then you got the city of Bend, Deschutes River, and then there's just this random thing in the middle of the city. And then there's like housing there. There's technically more housing than this, but the game doesn't spawn it. And we're over here. And it's just, there's so much just suburban stuff. US 20 is right there. Like, it's just like a really weird thing in the middle of a very weird city. Bend, Oregon is also home to the last Blockbuster in the country, or like at all. There's no other Blockbuster besides this one here in Bend, Oregon. And yeah, we're in that town, in that city, and we are just chilling, you know. Now, I really doubt there's any ground handling services here. I would very, very much doubt it. But let's get out of the plane. Bro, like, is this even like a real airport? Like, I don't know. I have a really weird airport near me that you could probably say the same thing about, but like, this airport is really weird. It's just some random strip in the middle of some really residential area. It's like, bruh. Pilot Butte Airport, Bend, Oregon, in case you guys wanted to know. So yeah, nope, don't do that. We're gonna officially pause the game, and that will be the time that we come back. Anyway, let's see our flight path from where we last left off. So we turned around past Sage Ranch. We passed directly over the town of Tumalo, over Bend, Cascade Village. Oh, is that a that's not a hospital. This is like a big mall. Bend River Promenade. We flew pretty much directly over a lot of the suburbs. Almost directly over Pilot Butte, but we're obviously not going to fly directly over it. US 20, and then we saw the runway, and we were just like, hell no. So I decided to make a quick we lined up very last minute. It doesn't even show you how last minute because it's not very accurate. But in general, it tells you where we were. You know. Passed over this big residential area here. Now, I do appreciate you guys sticking with us till the end. I'm going to actually delete that. And we're going to check out some landings. So we're going to go into replay mode. And we're going to see the takeoff. Game's going to crash. Game's going to crash. Please don't crash. I wanted to see that landing so bad. Probably should have looked at the landing first. We're going to have to let it load for as long as it wants now. Ooh. Actually, not going to have to do that. Okay. Every time I backtrack, I have to sit here and wait. Okay, to the back of the plane. I like the right side, like I said last time. I like the right side. I don't know why, I just do. Let's go up a little bit, because remember, I'm not short. Well, I am. But... oh, shoot. This is actually, we don't actually get to see the takeoff, because the game crashed. Damn, okay. We don't get to see the takeoff, but hopefully we can see the landing. I am praying that we can see the landing. Or I actually want to see the whole approach. I'm sorry, guys. I want to see the whole approach. We're going to be silent pretty much through the whole approach. I'm turning the volume up once I start... Bro, we were actually that close to landing. But then we were like, no. I want to see the whole approach. Alright. Let's see the approach. So we came along. That's Bend Parkway out there and the entire city of Bend. We'll see that more when we take off and head over towards Ashland. And that's Pilot Butte. We're going to be able to see this entire approach because I was pretty close to landing. But obviously, yeah, that didn't happen. So obviously none of the cars are moving because I have the game paused and stuff. But it's fine, we don't need to see it. Then we passed Pilot Butte. We were getting pretty close to trying to land, but obviously I just wasn't going to call it because I just could not see the runway. Even though we were just so close to landing, I just didn't want to risk it. That's Pilot Butte. To our right, you can barely see. This is when the aircraft started to struggle a little bit and where we got really close to some homes. And then I was like, nope, we going around now, boys. We're going around. Then I lifted the flaps a little bit because there I could see the runway. And even though my landing was pretty last minute as well, I just did not want to land at this point. I was kind of just nervous about the whole runway situation. Now the landing was, you know, better than I thought it was going to be. But like, I'll show you why I didn't like it. It's because we landed on the grass a little bit. But I mean, still, it's grass, for heaven's sake. It damages the engine in real life, but at least we didn't crash into another plane or a building or whatnot. Now, I didn't really give us enough distance to work with, which is generally why we had that really, like, last minute, we had that, you know, super last minute turn into Pilot Butte. So I was kind of just trying to get some distance, but I only got about like 1 nautical mile away before I even started turning. So soon I started turning. In fact, we're going to speed this up a little bit until I started turning, which is now. Then we started turning. I put the flaps down because we were only like 1 nautical mile away, and I just wanted to make sure we had them down. And so, if you can't tell, the runway is that thing over there. And I curved in. I started coming in. Bro, this landing was so bad. And then I tried to line ourselves up. I managed to touch down pretty softly. It was just the whole situation with you know, trying to actually touch the runway that generally put us behind in certain categories. So yeah, that was our landing. All right, let's see it from off to the side here and a little bit up. A little bit down, actually. And then go back, go further, go further. All right, let's see this. That was so off. I want slow-mo of this. Bruh. I was trying to get this on the runway. Bruh. See, that touchdown was amazing, but if I could have just kept that right wheel on the, off the grass, would have been a lot better. The landing. Now let's see it from a bit further up. Let's see that landing from over here. Like, okay, yeah, the touchdown was amazing. But if I could have just maybe, you know, kept some things on the ground, you know, we could have had that landing be a lot better. But in general, that landing wasn't bad. Like, let's just view, like, the exact point where we touched on the ground, for example. Which was about here-ish. Like, okay, that was a good landing. Alright. And I won't say it was a bad landing, because it was a good landing. Alright. Now, thank you guys for watching. I've been streaming for too long. I hope I see you guys in the next one. Take care, and I will see you.